Okay, Crystal, we've talked about a lot of stuff, and I'm really excited about this second part because I want you to share about the journey that you told me about. Because the way you and I reconnected, I got an email from you saying that you had rebranded into Refuge Lending, and you had a short story on there about what that was about. And I was very moved. And
Mm.
I wanted to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, can you come on the podcast? Because I think I was very intrigued. So just tell people what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so we sent that email out. The new company is Refuge Funding. Back in 2015, we actually had finalized the adoption of our daughter, and we had adopted her. Her and her mother came out of a hotel. They were sex trafficked. And so we ended up going up to Alaska thinking we were going on this epic family road trip. And so we went up to Alaska thinking we were going to help do some missional work. Well, we get up there and then we really just felt this calling to stay. And we're going, what is going on? At the time we had our man camps, and my husband was kind of like doing this back and forth from Texas to Alaska. We had a couple of other businesses, but we ended up staying up there. And we ended up building a place of refuge for women and children coming out of sex trafficking. And for us, after our daughter's story, we were just like, there's no way that we can ignore this and not do something about it. So we would provide housing for women and children that had been sex trafficked. We also were on the front lines. We would do some of the rescues. My husband also, we would work with some FBI and local law enforcement and be even help on the demand side
Mm.
as well. And so really it became just our heart and passion and our focus of being a place of refuge for a safe haven.
And
And
so were these women and children, was this all in Alaska? And how did the FBI get involved?
yeah, Alaska is a large hub. Most people don't realize that. Saying that though, we would get women from either all over the world or the US as
Hmm.
well. In Alaska, you've got a very large state land wise, but you got less than a million people out of that whole state. So there's only so many places you can get to by road. You have to fly, boat, things like that. So it's more secluded. So is a good way for hiding. We also partnered with another organization called Priceless, where they walked life with women coming out of that and worked directly with FBI. So FBI would do a rescue and then would call
Mm.
us and Priceless and say, "Hey, do you have a place that these girls can stay?" And that's really kind of how it got started. And then we built a place on the side of a mountain.
Did you just wake up one day and say they don't have a place to go? How did that transpire that you actually wanted to build the place?
Yeah, I think as we started working with Priceless, we started seeing that there needed to be a lot of these women were coming out of the city as well. And then a lot of them didn't even know how to cook, do the basic things, just
Mm.
basic hygiene stuff, all of that. And so in Alaska, we kind of lived more off grid style. And what it did is it just rooted and grounded these women because we did just the basic everyday things, and we had a water, a natural spring that came out of the mountain that we would get our water. We would heat up our home with firewood. So it was kind of like homesteading in a way, but what it did is it got them out of the city into a safe, comfortable place where then they started to open up and get healing and start to be able to take care of themselves.